Okay. Hello, everyone. Please let me know how the volume is. Am I too loud? Is the music too loud? Am I too quiet? Let me know. Ooh, Italy, Phoenix, Netherlands. Yeah, I'd love to hear where you guys are. What time is it where you are? If you don't know, I'm in Canada, Ontario, Canada. Too quiet, okay. Okay, music a little, okay. I'm gonna lower the music and turn my mic up. Okay, how's this? Is this okay? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Texas. Okay. Oh, much better. Okay, good. Thank you guys. My tech support team. Okay, so the subscription boxes, they're launching at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. California, 8:47. Germany, oh my goodness. France. We're worldwide. Okay guys, so I have a painting here that I'm gonna work on, but I obviously want to talk about the gouache subscription boxes that are coming out. Okay, so month 1, we're painting this cat. You get your airtight palette, and the cool thing is that we paint this with the brushes, only the brushes you get in that box, the 2 brushes, and only the paints you get in that box. And then month 2 is this citrus still life. I really like this one. And so each month we are building our collection of paints and we're building our collection of brushes. So each month we will use the supplies that we get from that month and the previous months. Just kind of showing you what you can do with the colors at hand. Month 3 is this eye painting. Ooh. Month 4 is this rabbit. This one was so much fun. We add some really fun colors to our palette in this month. We add opera, brilliant pink, Prussian blue. Love this month. Spain, hello everyone. Okay, month 5, we do this still life of this potted plant. And month 6, we do this portrait. It's kind of like the finale. Thank you guys. 10 more minutes till the pre-sale opens. I'm so excited. So if you have any questions about the subscription boxes, I've got everything here. I can let you know. And is it Daphne that's helping us out, Craftamo? Or is it somebody else? Whoever's manning the Craftamo account will also help answer questions. Thank you, Emily. So I've got a bunch of coffee in my system and some gabapentin because I've had a nerve injury in my right arm. I don't know if you've heard about that, but that's what I'm working with here. Some coffee, some gabapentin. And the gabapentin makes me super thirsty, so I'll be chugging some water. Thank you, Anna. Oh, there's my there's my reflection. So I've got this image here of these persimmons. I linked it down below, but I'm gonna try and work on this painting, this little still life. I'm really into persimmons right now. Why we won't get box number 1 until December. So basically, there's a pre-sale and we will only make the amount that is ordered, essentially. So that takes into account the manufacturing time and the shipping time. Okay. I can also let you know about the prices. A lot of people have been wondering how much it's going to cost. So we now have that all set. So the monthly plan, if you order monthly, it's 55 USD. Sorry, I've got it written down. It's 55 USD if you order month by month. You can also order a 3-month plan where you only get 3 months, and that is $148.50 US. And the 6-month plan, which is the best value, is 264 USD. So that is 20% off. And the 6-month plan has the best value, and I think it offers like a smooth, continuous experience because you get to build up month by month. You collect all the paints and all of the brushes. Okay, and the pre-sale is open for 30 days. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I think 7 more minutes until the pre-sale opens, but I'm gonna start this little painting. I've got all of the brushes here that come with the sets. Boop, boop. So I think I'm gonna start with the number 10 round brush here. Okay, I'm gonna dip into my burnt sienna. I've got a very precarious setup here. I wish you guys could see what I'm surrounded with. I really like to sketch with burnt sienna. Gives a really nice glow. Probably won't finish this in this live stream if I'm being totally honest. My dog Luna is beside me, of course. I wanted to put a countdown on the screen for the pre-sale launch, but I couldn't get it to work. I'm surprised I was able to get the music to work. Or any of this to work. I'm not very tech savvy. I like that the boxes are monthly. I'm a mom of 3 little kids, so my personal time is at night. So having the flexibility to focus on a small project over a long span is really nice. Oh, that's so nice. Yes, and also because the boxes include the line drawing and tracing paper and 4 sheets of paper, you could essentially, give it 4 attempts, you know what I mean? You don't have to just get it right on the first one. You'll also learn more that way. Thank you all for being here and for your interest in the subscription boxes. If you're just joining, I'm painting a still life of some persimmons, and we're celebrating the launch of my gouache subscription boxes with Craftamo. Essentially a gouache class in a box delivered to your door monthly. Oh, and I should just say that I stained this paper with the cadmium red and some cadmium yellow and a whole bunch of water, and I just went over my sketch and let it dry. I like to have a value that is not white to build the painting from. Sorry if I bump the mic. It is right over the palette. I think last time I live streamed the microphone was too far away. So hopefully this is better. Oh, we have a question about the tracing paper. Yes. So I've got all of the little packages right here that include the paper, the tracing paper, and the line art. I'm gonna mute my mic in case this plastic sound is too loud. Give me 1 second. Okay, I just didn't want that to be too much for your ears. So essentially, you have the tracing paper here. You can trace the drawing directly onto the tracing paper, and then you can use this to then trace it onto your watercolor paper. I recommend using a window. If you don't have a light box, you can use a computer screen. Just be very careful of your computer. I don't want you to scratch your screen. But yes. We have the citrus still life, the eye, the rabbit. I really love this guy's feet. Potted plant. Oh, I hope the stream didn't freeze. Oh, okay, we're back. Sorry if that buffered for you. Potted plant and the portrait. And these are scans of my actual sketches, so the drawings I used for the paintings, which is good. We get to start in the exact same place. You get to start with the exact same underdrawing. The pre-sale starts now. So if you guys click the link it's pinned in the chat, it's also in the description box, you can go ahead and order the subscription boxes. If you order the 6 months all up front, you get the best value, 20% off. And you get to, go on the whole journey with me over all 6 months. They should be available in the UK. Craftamo, can you answer if they're available in the UK? So I think I'm gonna use this fan brush for the background here, and I just wet it and it gets this really cool like split effect, and I really like this for a textured background. Oops. Gosh, I gotta stop doing that. Oh no, okay. It's saying I can't order here in the UK. Oh no. Let me investigate. Boop. I think that might be just something we have to fix on the back end of things. I'm seeing if I can order from Canada. Let's see. Okay. Okay, it's saying that the product is not available for delivery to your location. So, and this is for Canada, so I think Craftamo, you guys have to go into the back end of the website and fix that. I know from my own website that it's just something you have to toggle on the back end. Oh no. Okay, well, let's hang out and see if they can fix that. Yeah, hang tight everyone, we're on it, sorting things out. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Yes, Craig, I think we're all having the same problem. On the website it's saying that it won't ship to us, but they're hang tight, we're fixing it. In the meantime, let's talk brushes. So like I said, I'm going to use this fan brush, and this is actually the second iteration of the fan brush. The first one I can show you. So Craftamo was amazing to work with because I was very picky about the supplies. So this was the first fan brush, and because I wet this one, it looks different than it normally does, but essentially this one's not as spread out and the bristles are more densely packed. Because if I wet this one, let's see. It looks subtle, but it makes a huge difference for me. Boop, boop, boop. Because this fan brush, if I took a color here, let's take some gray and some water. If you load it up with paint, you can get a very nice solid stroke with some texture. Hold on, we need more water. More water. There, see how all the bristles kind of join together? But then if you lift the pressure, you get that separation and you can get some cool texture. So I was inspired by the artist Tommy Kim on Instagram. He's an amazing plein air gouache artist, and he uses these fan brushes, kind of like this one, to paint his landscapes, his urban scenes, and they're gorgeous. I just love the texture and the colors and just the way he layers. It's amazing. So I was like, gonna include a fan brush in the subscription box. Okay, so I'm gonna take this gray and I'm gonna mix it with the burnt sienna. to get a nice background color. Naples yellow. We also had different paper at first, and so the paper that comes with the subscription boxes is the second iteration of paper. Yeah, Craftamo was just so great to work with, and we worked together just to make sure that everything was just perfect. So I'm getting this sort of like grayish yellow color for the background. I don't know if any of you guys opened the reference image in the description. It's kind of like a grayish yellow, and I'm gonna add a little cobalt green pale. These are all of the colors that you collect over the 6 months with the subscription box. This is the palette that comes with the subscription box. I should also say that I don't have white in my palette. I put it on the bottom of my palette. Let's see if I can show you. I put it in a strip on the bottom of my mixing palette, and I do that just because white is a color you use so much in gouache, and when it's in the well, it gets dirty quick. Essentially it gets dirty quick, and I just find it makes more sense to just add it to my mixing palette. Oh yay, Mary's order went through. Woohoo! All right guys, yeah, Tommy Kim. Tommy Kim is the name of the landscape artist. Okay. Interested to know if it will be possible to buy the brush set box again. So that is something that we are considering. Can't guarantee it though at the moment, but who knows what the future holds. If you order the subscription box, you get essentially 6 of the 7 brushes from the original set, but they are slightly updated. And then you get 6 entirely new brushes as well that aren't in the original set, like this fan brush. Done, ordered. Yay! Okay, I'm gonna try and put in this background, and I really want there to be this nice fan brush texture back here. Add a little lilac. And a tiny bit of white. Oh, I'm so happy your orders are going through. Yay! Thank you, Craftamo team, for sorting it out. Okay. Yes, look at that. I love this texture. I think this is something I would have been afraid to do. I don't know, like a year ago, like I would be like, oh, I don't know about this, because you can't really control your marks as much with the fan brush as you can with like a flat brush. You know, I love my flat brushes, but that's kind of part of the magic of the fan brush. Okay, we have another error. It's not accepting Visa for payment. My cart says it's empty when I try to check out. Craftamo team, help! Also, oh, it worked now. Oh, good. If any of you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, I assume if you guys are here, you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. But if you're not, and you click the subscribe button, your name should pop up on the screen, which is pretty cool. I'm new to live streaming, but yeah, if you subscribe or if you become a channel member, it'll pop up on the screen like, this person just subscribed. I don't know. I think that's so cool. All right. So I'm just like layering slight different variations of this sort of neutral color that I've mixed. By the way, the tutorials in the subscription box are much more detailed than what I'm doing now. Right now I'm just painting and I'm not explaining everything, but yeah, in the tutorials I explain every single little color mix I do, and every stroke we put down, and why I'm making these decisions. Okay, anybody experiencing issues? Could you please try refreshing your browser? Okay. I feel like that does usually help. Oh good, delivery to the UK is working now. Okay, I'm happy with that background. And the cool thing about having like a textured background like that is now when we use our flat brushes and we make more bold marks, stronger marks, they really come forward. Yes, thank you everybody that's ordered. I can't wait to touch some real gouache. Jeremiah, were you using Himi gouache before? Himi gouache has its uses, but it's definitely, it's like a whole different medium, I think. Like it just handles so differently from professional gouache. But it's great for its purpose. Okay, so I'm gonna do this dark plate here. Trying not to touch the mic. Add a little ultramarine deep. Little violet. If you know my painting style, I like to push the colors I see. So if it looks a little purple, I'm gonna make it even more purple. And I'm using the 1/2 inch flat brush. The 1/2 inch flat brush comes in the first box. So this is a very important brush, I think. I use it a lot. Add a little lilac. I make these mixing puddles, and then I make, you know, puddles that are adjoining, so you can get all sorts of different slight variations. Yay, thank you, Spellbound. Jeremiah, yes, Himi. I knew it. Thank you guys for putting up with with me. I'm not used to live streaming. I'm not used to, I don't know, having to like focus on so many different things at once. It's very different from recording a YouTube video. So thank you for for putting up with the chaos of it all. Yay, Tabitha! Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Astral. Zara, like to purchase the 6-month subscription. Can you confirm if the price shown to me already includes shipping and if the shipping fee is a one-time payment? So the shipping is not included in the, I'm going to say it in the USD, the 264 USD for the 6-month plan. Shipping's not included in that, and it's charged once per month, I believe. So each time it's shipped out, you get that little shipping charge, and Craftamo was able to reduce the cost of shipping this way. So we wanted to make it as affordable as possible. Been waiting for this for months, so excited. Yay! Thank you so much. Oh, Daphne. Daphne's in the chat. Kyle, Daphne. No issues at all. We'll take care of the fees on our end. When will the first box be delivered? So the first box should be delivered in December. Shipping to the UK was only £5, which is incredible. Thank you for arranging that. Yeah, I was so happy that they were able to get some good shipping prices, because shipping be crazy these days. I think part of how they were able to lower the shipping prices was the fact that it's billed monthly. The shipping's each month it's sent out instead of all at once. Oh, Daphne, that's okay. Accidentally used my account. Oh, so it is Daphne behind the Craftamo. Sorry, I hope it's okay. I'm saying your name. You're the best. A color mix I really like is burnt sienna and violet. Gives a really nice shadow color. Luna is beside me. She's cleaning her paws. That is the Luna update. It's paw cleaning time over here. Anybody else have pets around them right now? Thank you so much to everyone who's ordered, everyone who's hanging out with me right now. We put a lot of work into these boxes, and it was a long time in the making, so I really hope that you guys enjoy. Sales are flying in, yay! The first box is shipped on the 19th of December. Let's see. I believe that's when the first box is shipped. Craftamo, can you confirm that? And yes, please let us know if you guys have any other issues or questions. We are here to sort all of those things out. And thank you to the Craftamo team for working so swiftly on fixing the shipping issues. I think I actually want a bigger flat brush right now. Sometimes when I find I'm a little too finicky with, you know, all of these different shapes and details, I'm like, you know what, we gotta size up. So let's use, yes, the 3/4 of an inch flat brush. I think you're the one right now. So I've never actually eaten a persimmon, but I've been really enjoying sketching them recently, so I was like, you know what? Let's paint one. My patrons on Patreon told me that they kind of have like a spicy, like a warm, spicy taste. Cinnamony? Question mark? Maybe perhaps cinnamony. If any of you guys eat persimmons or have eaten a persimmon, let me know if this is true. I don't know what their season is, like when they are in season, but don't really see them at grocery stores here. I'm sure they're an import. I should have done some persimmon research before this stream. Check out the persimmon Wikipedia page. Yeah, I feel like I'm putting too much detail into this plate right now. I mean, I like the color variations we have going on, but I think I really just need to simplify it. Sometimes I just need to squint at the reference and just forget about all those details. Persimmons are delicious. There's a softer texture and a harder texture one. Oh, there is a softer texture and a harder texture one. Some are native to where I live in the US. Oh, interesting. Okay. I wonder if they can grow in Canada. Like, I wonder if there's any region where persimmons can grow in Canada. I assume it's a warmer weather thing, so probably not. I didn't know about the different textures. That's very interesting. I think I haven't explored fruits very much. My fruit experience is very basic. Out of all of the new brushes, do you have a favorite one you keep reaching for? Okay, that's a great question. Let me grab them all. Ba-ba-ba. So one of my favorites, oops, I hope that's not too loud. One of my favorites is definitely this bad boy. This is the number 10 mop brush. And I mean, look at this beautiful, beautiful big boy. So this brush is fantastic because it's so densely packed and it's very soft. So it holds a lot of water, holds a lot of paint, and you can get some really nice watercolor effects. So I often use this at the start of a painting, especially with portraits, and you can fill in, you know, big shadow shapes, get some beautiful watercolor type effects, and then you can build with the other brushes a more opaque style, if that makes sense. I adore this brush. Let's actually swatch it on the side. I did sort of this square taped off section, and I left this because I was like, I bet I'm gonna want to swatch things. Let's take some, I think this is the cadmium yellow orange. Yes. Oops. Oh my goodness, guys. I'm sorry I'm bumping the microphone. Oy. I love this brush. Beautiful. So yeah, definitely the number 10 mop. Another surprising favorite is the number 6 filbert. So if you've watched a lot of my videos, I've never really been a filbert person. I'm always a flat brush girl, but now that I've started using the filbert, I can't go back. It's perfect for painting fur. It's perfect for painting fur. Flat brushes, you can't really get these soft, curvy shapes, fur-like shapes with the flat brushes. It's difficult. So I usually end up making more angular shapes, which I like, but I do like the contrast of having the curvy fur-like shapes. Hold on, let me show. So for example, the cat is in the first box and we only have 2 flat brushes to work with. No, we have the 1/2-inch flat brush and the round 2. So no filbert for the fur in this guy, and you can see it's more angular shapes, which is nice. It's like its own kind of style, its own look. But then the rabbit painting, I don't know if you can see. Boop, boop, boop. All of these sort of curvy shapes there, it makes the rabbit look really fluffy and the fur look really dense, and that is all thanks to the filbert. So who knew? The secret to good, fluffy, dense fur is a filbert. Hitomi ordered, and it is only 10 USD tracked shipping. Oh, that's awesome. That is so great to hear. Okay, let's put these guys back in here. I think I'm gonna take the 1-inch flat brush and I'm just gonna soften this whole situation here. Sometimes I just wet the brush, there we go. Because when there's all these hard edges, I don't want it to be distracting from the persimmons. No worries, everyone. We're covering the fees on our end, so you don't have to worry about any extra costs. Yeah, we're We're eating up some of those fees, I think. Eating up? What am I saying? Okay, I'm gonna change out my water because my water is looking like chocolate milk. So I'm gonna get some fresh water and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. You guys see these thumbs? I've got crazy hitchhiker thumbs. Didn't know about it until I started a YouTube channel. Oops. And then I get the comments. You got weird thumbs. You don't hold a pencil right. Wow, it's amazing. I've already loved doing business with you, but now you have surpassed all expectations. Yay! You guys are having a good weekend, much better with the subscription box secured. Guys, I don't know what these animations are on the screen. I'm not I'm not usually a streamer, so I'm like, whoa, what's happening? Okay, I'm gonna clean this palette. I think somebody asked earlier, do I wash the palette after every use? Oh, maybe they were talking about this guy. Oops. I dropped my hairdryer. So while I'm painting, I do often wipe down my mixing palette. But as for the airtight palette here, I don't always clean it after every single use. It depends how dirty it gets. And I'll let you know what I do to maintain it for the next painting. A second. Oh. Luna woke up. She just yawned. Hello. Welcome back. I'm gonna keep this color because I'm definitely gonna use it for the persimmons. And a big pro tip also, because I just changed my water. I think a lot of beginner artists, they just let their painting water get dirty and they don't change it out during the painting. I'm saying I used to do that, and it makes your mixes really muddy, and it does make a difference. So hi Cassis. Cool to watch you paint. Thank you for joining. Okay, so what was I saying? To clean this palette after it gets dirty, after a painting session, it comes with this little spatula on the side, which is really cool. And what I do is I just ever so slightly scrape the top surface of each painting wall, or the painting walls that are dirty. So say this Naples yellow has some blue in it or something. Just scrape that tiny bit off and boom, clean palette. And you can also add some more paint. Oops, there we go. Another thing you can do is add a little bit of rubbing alcohol to each well if you're worried about mold or the paint freshness. I live in a very dry environment, so I've never had to worry about that, but you can add a little bit of alcohol, keep things fresh. Okay, let's paint these persimmons. What do you love most about the Shinhan paints in this box? So one thing I love is the pigments they use are the pigments I would expect from high quality paints. There aren't a lot of filler dyes. Oh. There we go. My family dog's barking. Okay. Really good pigments. Love it. They're very vibrant paints. They pack a lot of punch. You can just tell when you're using them that they are loaded with pigment. Okay, so load up my reference. Okay, I'm gonna start with the darkest, boldest, most saturated part of the persimmon. Take this cadmium red. This is one of my favorite colors. And there's a moment here where this persimmon is reflecting on this persimmon, and it is so saturated right there. I hope the music is okay, guys. I hope the volume is okay. I thought some nice sort of jazzy music would be nice. I'm just gonna say the subscription box is a Christmas and birthday gift to myself. Yay! Merry Christmas and happy birthday to you. Thank you for choosing the subscription box as your gift. Sorry about my head popping in the frame sometimes. Big old head. Big old head. If you weren't here at the start of the stream, I'm loaded with coffee and gabapentin because I have a nerve injury in my arm. Tiffany, you just placed an order. Don't tell my husband. Your secret's safe here. Thank you, Tiffany. Oh, I'm so excited for the boxes to get to you guys, and each month to see them arrive. And I really hope people, follow the tutorials and paint the paintings, and I'd love to see them. So if you paint any of the paintings for yourself and you want to share, you can tag me and Craftamo on Instagram. Oh, I would just love to see what you guys paint. Even if you paint things that, aren't in the tutorial, like that's sort of just a starting off point for you. But of course you have all of these new gouache paints, you have all of these brushes. So I'd love to see what you create, even if it's not the tutorial paintings. I'd also love to hear what your favorite box is of the 6 boxes. Like which one called to you the most? I have a soft spot for the rabbit painting. Yeah, anybody painting along with me? I don't know how long I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and get at least a pretty finished painting, I hope. sketching along, chilling to the stream. Yay! I love that we can hang out. I really want to live stream more. I'm moving to a new city in November, so I think once I'm set up there, I'd like to live stream more because I think it's super fun. And the live stream also will be posted on the channel as a video after the stream ends, so if people miss the stream, they can still watch it later. And I think that's pretty cool. And I don't have to edit it, which is great. It's the cat for me. Yeah, I love that cat. I knew I had to paint a cat. The portrait is what you're looking forward to, Tiffany? Yeah, I thought that would be a good final painting because you have all of the paints by that point, you have all of the brushes by that point. So I was really able to show you a portrait painted in the way I would paint one with all of the paints at our disposal. And I tried to simplify it in a way that I guess makes it seem less complicated than it is. I mean, maybe it just is less complicated. That's the thing with live streams. Sometimes I don't know what I'm saying, and I'm just spewing things, and then I'm like, oh, I said that. I never know what I'm gonna say, and that's the truth of it. Excited for the portrait and the cat. Never painted a cat before. Yeah, up until like a couple years ago, I never painted cats, and then I just started and I was like, oh, I love painting these guys. They have such interesting facial structures and such striking eyes. I'd love to get a cat, but my partner is allergic. So, I don't know, we'll see. I told him that if a cat ever, comes into our lives, like, what do they call it? Like the cat relocation system? No, I don't know what you call it. You know what I mean? If you find a cat and they like you and you like it, I said, I'm taking him home. One day I might come home with a cat. Who knows? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Put a little too much alizarin crimson in there. What do I want to add to that to tone it down? A little orange. Okay, my screen says 60 people are watching right now, so that's pretty cool. Hello, everyone. Feel free to let us know where you're watching from. This 1/2-inch flat brush is probably the brush I use the most. It's just such a perfect size. Sales are flying in right now. We appreciate the support and we're so excited for you to learn with Emily. Yay! yes, Cassis is an amazing artist, and he has the original paintbrush set, and he's done some really, really gorgeous work with them. And I just always love to see them. And I have one of his paintings on my wall to my left. I love it. If you watched my studio tour video, you would have seen Cassis's painting. The paint looks so delicious. I know, it's just so, I want to use the word punchy, so vibrant. I find I get really clean color mixes with these paints. You know what I mean? Like they don't, because there's not these filler pigments and dyes in the Shinhan paint, you just get these really gorgeous mixes. They don't get muddy. Even when I want to desaturate them, you know, like say this yellow, I want to desaturate it, so I add lilac. It's desaturated, but it's not muddy, which is what I look for in gouache. Just painting persimmons on a Sunday. Oops. Anita, hi! I'm so glad you're able to catch the live stream. I recognize a lot of names here from Instagram, from YouTube comments. I always recognize people that comment a lot, and it means a lot to me. I got chosen by a cat and she is my angel M. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Sometimes if a cat chooses you, like, I'm sorry to my partner, but no, he loves cats. He would put up with it. How do you organize your mixing puddles? Mine always turn into a muddy mess. So that used to be a thing for me too. And sometimes it still is a thing, and when it gets that way, I just clean the palette, I wipe it down, start fresh. But otherwise, I just try and keep the main color mix, and I'll just mix slightly beside it instead of turning the whole puddle into a new mix, if that makes sense. I feel like when I'm live streaming, I'm a little less organized in my painting approach than if I'm, you know, if I have 100% focus on the painting. I feel like I'm a little more disciplined with what I'm mixing and where I'm placing my brush strokes. But there's something fun about painting in this way too. While I get to talk to you guys, it's like, I don't know, it's like it's a different experience, and the paintings end up differently. A little looser maybe. And I like that. Look at my head popping in. I have the stream pulled up on the side, and I see my big head popping in all the time. Oh boy. Oh boy. What's your go-to tip for getting the perfect gouache consistency? You guys coming in with the great questions, Craftamo. So for me, I like this sort of, I'm stealing this term from Jared Cullum, I believe. And it's the pancake batter consistency. So if you ever make pancakes, you sort of want a pancake batter consistency. And that just means there's enough water that your paintbrush doesn't drag, you know, and leave like a patchy mark, but not too much water that you lose the opaqueness of the gouache, right? So sometimes you want a looser, thinner look like this, and I usually like to build up my painting going from thinner, more watered down paint to a thicker consistency. So sort of starting with a tea-like consistency, and then going to like a milk-like consistency, and then finally the majority of the painting is this pancake batter. So here we go. I believe this is the perfect, that's the perfect gouache consistency. And you get used to it, and you feel what it feels like on the palette and on the brush when you have that perfect consistency. So let me try and show you what it looks like when the brush drags, when you don't have enough water. If I take some pink here. So you see that? How it's sort of patchy? Now sometimes you can use this dry brush effect. I think a lot of gouache artists use it specifically, intentionally for that look, but I usually like a more solid stroke. Except for this fun fan brush texture. Running out of room on my palette. Hi Emily, just got home from the farmer's market and saw that you have a live stream. Congrats on creating your subscription boxes. They look gorgeous. Thank you so much, Catherine. Oh, that's so sweet. I think you were in the last live stream. You were in the comments. Appreciate you. Thank you for popping in. Did you get any persimmons at the farmer's market? Anita says it's totally normal when you stream. It's so hard to read comments, paint, and look after stream, but it's fun. Yeah, it's kind of like juggling. And I don't want to miss anybody's comments. But I also want to focus on the painting sometimes. Hi from London. I have a question. Will the brushes still be available to buy separately? I have just too much paint to justify buying whole boxes. That is totally fair. The boxes are great for people who, you know, don't have a full paint collection yet. But yes, I can't say for certain if the brushes will be available separately. Never say never, but as for right now, it's just the subscription boxes. Yeah, I feel like I'm very, not messy, but just not as organized when I'm live streaming. Okay, I'm gonna wipe some of my palette because I need to get some of this shadowy area. Here we go. If you're watching right now and you haven't, give the live stream a like, a little thumbs up. That helps a lot with the algorithm. Algo is something in Spanish, right? It means something. Believe. Something or anything, or I don't know. Very out of practice. Okay, we've got a nice area on the palette. 10:40 p.m. here. Nepal, oh my goodness, you're in Nepal. That is so cool. It's always fun to catch your live streams. Thank you. I know I don't stream too much, but I always have so much fun when I do. Okay, alizarin crimson. I love alizarin crimson, and I know it's not a very light fast pigment, so you can get alizarin crimson permanent, which is a synthetic version of alizarin crimson. It's not, real alizarin crimson, and it's more light fast, but it just doesn't mix the same way, and I really do notice it when I try to use alizarin crimson permanent, that my color mixes are just not what I want. So it's about getting used to it. I know that, but I do think there is a beauty to alizarin crimson that just can't be duplicated with the synthetic kind. I don't know, that's my opinion. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I'm stubborn about it. I love my alizarin crimson in oil painting and in gouache. "13 Ghosts. I ordered the 6-box subscription, so very excited." Yay, thank you so much. I'm so excited for you guys to get them. So I'm leaving this vibrant spot right there, which is the reflection of the persimmon, to the left of it. How long have we been going now? Let's see. Okay, 1 hour and 44 minutes. Oh boy. Going a little bit longer than I thought, but that's okay. I'm happy to hang out. If the Craftamo team wants to dip out because it's going longer, you guys are free to do that. I gotta say, the team at Craftamo, they're the best. They're so great to work with. They're so understanding, and yeah, can't rave enough about the whole team. Do you think the boxes will sell out if I plan to purchase the 6-month set in a month or so? I'm so excited to try gouache. Yeah, so the pre-sale period will have ended by then. There's the period that they're available for, and then after that, the boxes have to go into production. So we can't have any more orders after that point because, they have to know how many to make. So unfortunately, you have to grab them. You have to grab them while the pre-sale is happening. I've been trying to be a little looser in my gouache paintings. I should switch to a smaller flat brush soon, but sometimes I like to limit myself to a larger flat brush for as long as possible. What do we need here? Little more saturation right here, sort of at that turning point between shadow and light is usually where you get sort of a line of saturation. The best time to purchase would be now. Sales are flying as we're almost hit 100 subscribers. Thank you all. That's mind-blowing to me. 100 people. Wow. Thank you guys. Thank you to everybody that's placed an order. This has been a passion project for so long, so it's really cool that today's the day and people are actually interested. So happy. Okay. Oops, sorry for bumping the mic, guys. You guys ever do sound effects while you're painting? Boo, boo, boo. Okay. Soften this a little bit. I just think that background texture with the fan brush is so much fun. Let's grab a smaller brush. And I do want to show you guys the round brushes that come in the sets. Let me grab those. Okay, so there is the number 10 mop, which not really a round brush, but round brush adjacent. Oh, just got a subscriber. Thank you. Flowbaz, thank you so much. We have the number 10 round brush. This is what I started the painting with. It's really great for that initial sort of undersketch in paint. Love this one. And all of the round brushes come to a really nice point. Love that. We have the number 6 round brush, classic. And we have the number 2 round brush. This was one of the ones that I updated slightly from the original brush set. Made it a little pointier, and it's almost like a little, I think of it as like a little pen brush. Love this for details. And finally, this is another new shape in the subscription boxes that isn't in the original brush set, and that is the number 2 rigger brush. And you get this one in the 5th box, which is the plant. Here we go. You get the rigger brush in this one, and it's just great for things like these stems. I know a lot of landscape artists use the rigger brush. It's great for like a horizon line. It's great for if you're painting like a scene with a barn or with houses, getting the details on the house, on the roof. Really great. It's also great for an initial sketch. Love this one. You get some really nice straight lines. Let me show you. Ba, ba, ba. Loaded it up with some paint. Let's do it over here. Probably should have chosen a darker color. Oh, look at that. I love this one. The subscription boxes, it was a chance for me to add some more brush shapes into the arsenal. And I'm so glad. So you can get wider and you can get thinner. Yep, love the number 2 rigger. And if you compare it to the number 2 round, You can see the difference there. This one is like a little pointy little pen. And this one's for nice long strokes. I don't use this one as much for like a long thin stroke. I use this guy, but if I have little details, like when I get into the leaves here, this guy's perfect for little details. Okay. So I think I'm gonna use oh, lost a brush. Oh, it's on my lap. Put a brush right on my lap. Am I gonna use the 3/8? I think I might jump right into the 1/4 inch flat brush. So this guy is a nice little flat brush, but we made the bristles long, and because of that, it holds a lot of paint, so you don't need to keep dipping into your palette, which I love because I find when you get into these smaller flat brushes, they end up getting shorter. You know what I mean? They hold less paint, and I always hated that, so getting to design my perfect brushes is just, oh, a dream. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little bit more detail in here before we get into the leaves. I really love this leaf green here. Really vibrant. Bonsai Willow, hey, will the boxes sell out? Will I have time to get them after the weekend? So they don't sell out, but there is a pre-sale period, and the pre-sale period will still be going after the weekend. Yeah, so you should be good as long as you get the order in before the pre-sale ends. Mauled, I already have Chris Hong's set and it's great quality, but those new shapes from your old and new set are so tempting, especially the flat and the fan. Oh, thank you. Oh, we love Chris Hong here. I have a Chris Hong print on my wall right there. The fan brush is definitely a new favorite. Look at those textures. I was talking earlier that I was inspired to add a fan brush because of the landscape artist Tommy Kim on Instagram. I think he's an LA based artist, and he uses fan brushes with gouache, and he just creates the most beautiful textures with it. Oh, this music's so fun. Before the live stream started, the music was playing and I was just kind of dancing to it a little bit. Let me see. I don't want to miss any messages. Look at my big head getting in the screen. First box ships on December 19th. Any issues shipping to the US? No issues shipping to the US. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. What inspired you the most when designing these gouaches, these boxes? That's a really good question. I really wanted to set up these boxes in a way that they build off of one another. both like skill-wise, materials-wise. So you always feel like you have exactly what you need. So even for box one, when you only have a few colors and 2 brushes, you feel like you have exactly what you need to paint, to create a painting. And we just build it up together, and I thought that was super fun. So a lot of thought went into that. How can we build up in an organic way? I also wanted the paintings to be fun. I wanted them to be something that people would want to paint. Okay. What do I want to do next here? There's sort of these like creases in the persimmons. I think it's really cool. So the persimmons, they always seem to have like 4 creases that come out from the center. And I think it's so cool looking. Thank you so much to everyone who's already purchased a box. Your support means the world to us, and we can't wait for you to start painting with Emily's new sets. I am so just beyond excited to see people start creating with these boxes. And the whole point is not only to learn, but to have fun. I wanted them to be fun. And hopefully build your confidence. Your painting confidence. Okay, so I'm going to start getting in these sort of shadows in the crevices. Thank you everyone who's still hanging out. Every detail has been carefully planned with lots of love, so it feels like a truly inspiring painting journey. Yes. You say it better than I can. I spent so long just trying to plan it perfectly, like what brushes should they get in box 1, box 2? What can we paint with only 2 brushes, with only 4 colors? And I wanted each box to be exciting in a way that you can learn how to use these new colors in your palette and use these new brushes. And also what effects you can get with the new brushes. So like the second box is the Citrus Still Life, and that's when you get the fan brush, and you also get this 1/4 inch flat brush, and this is what we use to show the plane here, especially of the pith. I think this is called the pith, and painting that in an outward direction rather than a lengthwise direction to show the plane. And you can see the gradation of color here, and we're painting like this. And then we use the fan brush for some really fun texture. And that's just kind of what I was thinking about for each box. How can we explore these new brushes and these new colors? Okay. got paid on Tuesday and spent too much money at Blick yesterday. Oh, yay. I'm excited you're excited. We don't have Blick here in Canada, but I've ordered from them before. It seems like they have everything. Okay, starting to get in these leaves here. Oh my goodness, I should have a counter for how many times I bump the mic. I'm gonna wipe a little spot in the corner of my palette so that I can mix a darkest dark color. Our darkest dark. Here we go. My fingers always end up looking like this when I'm painting. Gonna mix some burnt umber and some ultramarine deep. Actually gonna throw a little Prussian blue in there. Yeah, a little bit of alizarin crimson. Okay, happy with that dark color. Placing the darkest dark first so that when I paint the leaves on top, it feels like there's depth there. So you can paint your darkest darks in a way that you know you're going to paint over some of it. That's why we love gouache's opacity, because you can put this down and be like, okay, well, I'm going to paint over that, but some of it's going to show through. Add a little Viridian. If you want to see what I'm working from, the reference is in the description. Okay, who's still with us? Who's still watching? Let me know. Okay, gonna get in these leaves. Actually, psych. I'm gonna start with this little shadow here. It's like a little triangular shadow cast by one of the leaves. Love a triangle. Love a triangle in the painting. I wish I could show you guys the sleeping puppy beside me. Very cute. Okay. Gotta clear more palette because I need to get some greens in here, and this is a warm fest right here. What's one mistake you see beginners make with gouache that you wish you could fix instantly? Okay, so usually it's consistency. Beginners can't quite get the consistency of their gouache right, so usually they're using too much water. And if I was using too much water right now, if I went in with too much water on my brush, I would really disturb all of this hard work here. I would really disturb all of these layers of paint, and it can end up getting muddy. And I think what's beautiful about gouache is that you can blend things when you want, but you can also get some really nice sharp edges, and you can sort of tile your paint, if you know what I mean, like tile colors next to each other. Another mistake I see is using too much white. So if I could show you without bumping the mic, I've got this white line at the bottom of my palette that I just poked, and I really haven't touched it that much. I think beginners just use too much white. Another thing, I don't use white in the beginning of the painting. I try and hold off on using white for as long as possible. That way I have true darks, I have more vibrant colors. If you use too much white, it can look a little pasty. I think some people, they're like, oh, my gouache painting looks kind of pasty. I don't know how else to describe it, but usually it's too much white. Okay. Let's get some dark greens here. I'm gonna work from dark to light. Add a little cobalt blue. I gotta get some gouache education. Jameson, the subscription boxes are the perfect chance to do that. Okay, I got too excited there and I started lightening this mix, and I don't want it light. I don't want it light just yet. So let's add some Prussian. There we go. Some Prussian blue to the party. I feel a little bit like Bob Ross when I do this. My partner and I, our TV is set so that when we turn it on, it's on the 24-hour Bob Ross channel. So whenever we turn the TV on, you know, before we switch to whatever we're gonna watch, Netflix, whatever, it's Bob Ross. Anybody else painting or drawing right now on this nice Sunday? Anita, unfortunately I need to go, but I'm so glad I was here to see you paint. Just want to say have a nice time, and I want to remind that I adore all you are doing. Anita, thank you so much. You are so sweet. Thank you for joining, and I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. Thank you so much for all of your support. It means the world to me. It does. Sundays are meant for painting. Next time I live stream, I'm gonna position the camera in a better spot so my head and my nose don't pop in all the time. Maybe so I don't bump the camera, or not the camera, the microphone all the time. Okay, happy with that. Keep it loose. I have really bad eyesight, so sometimes I don't even squint my eyes. I just sort of, I soften my gaze. Okay. If any of you guys remember those like wall art posters that just looked like scrambled stuff, and you would sort of relax your eyes and then you'd see images. I kind of do that while I'm painting. Okay. Some interesting colors on this side. Almost gets a little lilac-y, if I can say so. Steady heartbeats. I'm painting something while watching your live stream on TV, and by the way, it's past 12 midnight where I am, but I'm still trying to convince my husband to avail me this subscription box. Aw, thank you so much for joining at such a late hour. I hope you can get your hands on a subscription box. How can we convince your husband? I don't know, the joy of painting. Bob Ross once again. That's the best gift. Also, thank you, Steady Heartbeats, for being a channel member. I see you're using the channel member emojis. Okay. It's not my best work, but we're having fun. Live stream painting. I think it's pretty good in that sense. A little highlight right there. Thank you, everyone who's still hanging out. M's still here. Thank you. Thank you, M. I need to add a little shadow here. Okay. little silent concentration here. Okay. How are your weekends going? I went to a wedding this weekend on Friday. So Saturday was the recovery day, let's just say. And going out for some Japanese barbecue later for a friend's birthday. So that's gonna be fun. What are you guys up to? Ultramarine, you're here! Always happy to see you painting live. Oh, thank you for popping in, Ultramarine. We are almost done. I probably won't like fully finish this painting, like, you know, to the level that I would if I was just painting on my own. But I do have to go eat lunch at some point. You can't really see, but I am dancing to the music a little bit. This reference is so beautiful. There's like pinks and purples and blues and greens, so many colors. I hope you guys are having fun. I feel like this is the kind of thing I would put on if I was hanging out, doing some laundry, doing some chores, or like sketching on the couch or in bed with my sketchbook. I hope you guys are having a nice, cozy time. That persimmon painting is coming along beautifully. Thank you, Craftamo. Is it a crime if someone dozes off while watching Bob Ross? His voice is just too calming. It really is. It really is. I can't fall asleep watching something, but my partner can, and he does all the time. But yeah, Bob Ross, I think the original ASMR. When he cleans his brush, oh my goodness. How can you make cleaning a brush sound so good? Just bought it. I've been admiring your workflow for a good year now, and I'm excited to learn it more in detail. Thank you, Miss Smaragd? Smaragd? Hope I'm saying that right. Thank you so much. I've been painting with acrylic markers this whole time. Yes, acrylic markers. So fun. I find you can get kind of like a gouache-like look with acrylic markers. Yeah, I think something interesting about this gouache subscription box is that it's not just teaching you how to paint with gouache, it's more giving you like my perspective and how I paint with gouache, how I work with gouache, and I don't know. I think that's, if you like my painting style, you get a peek into my brain and how I construct my paintings. I might overwork this bad boy, but I keep thinking that I just need some more pop on this one right here. Here we go. I'm gonna add the highlights, and that's gonna be chef's kiss when we add the highlights on these guys. I left a blank spot here, but you got the name right, yay! Smaragd as emerald. Does that mean emerald? Hi to everyone just joining. We're so glad you're here tonight. We're kicking off Emily's subscription box pre-sale. Yes. We're celebrating. The pre-sale's finally open. So if you want to get your hands on it and you haven't already, you gotta purchase before the pre-sale closes. I need like some contraption on my head that tells me not to go too far. I need to like tape a ruler to my head or something. Do you guys listen to music while you paint? I like to listen to music, but usually not music with words, because then my brain goes, what's going on? Can't focus. But I really like to listen to jazz while I'm painting. German word for emerald. That is so cool. I would be interested to know what languages you guys speak. I know I have an international audience, and we had people shouting out where they're watching from at the beginning of the stream, and it's so cool to hear that people from all over the world are, I don't know, connecting in this way. Oh, it always blows my mind. Hi, Amy. Listening to your favorite song while painting is chaos, proven and tested. Yeah, you're gonna be dancing, you're gonna be moving, you might be drinking your paint water, who knows what's gonna happen. One time I put my paintbrush in my smoothie. It's a sad day. Catherine says she can confirm I'm watching while doing laundry, so thank you. I don't know, you might be watching, you might be behind. She might be talking about what, you know, when I was talking about doing laundry. But if you're still here, Catherine, when you get to this point, I'm so glad I could join you while you're doing laundry, or be your company. I'm not doing your laundry. I gotta do my own laundry. I can teach you how to paint with gouache, but I can't do your laundry. It doesn't come with the subscription, unfortunately. Sunday really is laundry day. Just makes sense. Oh, Tina says volume is so low I can barely hear. Can anybody else confirm if that's true? Because I can turn the microphone up. I did have a problem with that last time, so I don't want the volume to be too low. Let me know what you guys think. If you have to turn your volume up all the way to hear me, I don't want that. I don't want that. As I said, I'm definitely like a live stream newbie. Yeah, guys, let me know how the volume is. I'm gonna sort of carve out this shape. It is quite low. We have you on 32 instead of usual 15-ish on our speaker. Okay, I'm gonna turn up the volume. Be forewarned, I'm gonna turn it up right now. So maybe turn down your volume, and I'm gonna turn it up over here. Okay? Okay. Okay, how's that? How's that? Hello, hello, testing, 1, 2, 3. So this is the volume at max on the streaming software, but I can also turn it up on my mic itself. I can turn up the gain, so let me know how this sounds. That is good to know. Thank you, Tina, for letting me know. Especially when this is, you know, uploaded as a video later. I don't want it to be super quiet. It's really hard when you're streaming because you can't really check it yourself. I mean, I could, but I'd have to mute this, and I'd have to go open the stream and then turn the volume there and all this stuff. Emily is still here. Thank you, Emily Willis. The visual setup is great though, because I love seeing the mixing palette. Yay! Yeah, I wanted to include the mixing palette. In the tutorials in the subscription box, you can see the palette fully, both the mixing palette and the palette, even more so than on the stream right now. Yeah, let me know how the volume is now, guys, because I can turn up the gain on my mic, but I can't turn it up anymore on the stream. Quick little update. So many of you have already secured your subscription boxes. We're blown away by the love and support. Thank you. Thank you for the update. That is so cool to hear. Thank you to everybody that's purchased the subscription boxes. We're going on a gouache adventure together, guys. You're coming with me. sort of popping like all over the painting right now. There's this balance of wanting to add detail but not too much. Because the painting doesn't always need all the detail that's in the photograph. I want to keep it fresh. That was a little too bright. Okay, we're at the point in the painting where my palette is like an absolute chaos mess. Add some vibrancy there. Okay. Okay, I think I want to soften some bits. So I'm going to grab the 1/2" flat brush and get it a little bit damp. No paint on it though. And I want to soften here. This transition right here. Because hard edges do make a painting interesting, in my opinion, but only when they're in contrast with soft edges. And that's the great thing about gouache, is you can come in and soften things with a little bit of water on the brush, just damp. Em always listens to movie scores while painting. Yeah, I have a playlist of movie scores too. It's a great background for painting. So I felt like I got a little too lost in the details, so picked up a bigger brush again. Jeremiah says, do you plan your color mix locations on your palette before you start painting? No. I'm not organized enough for that. I mean, generally, like, I put a strip of white at the bottom of my mixing palette, and then I usually end up doing my dark mixes in, like, the top corner away from the lighter mixes. But I kind of do that subconsciously. But now I'm thinking about it, and that's what I do. But besides that, I don't really plan it. Okay, I think I'm gonna add the highlights, the final details, and call it a day. So, what should we use here? I'm gonna use the number 6 filbert for these highlights here. And it's not gonna be 100% white. I don't have it in frame here, but I'm just mixing white with a little bit of color on my palette. I'm gonna add the tiniest bit of lilac. Here we go. So it's not straight white. And this is gonna be our first pass. Usually with a highlight, I have to go over it a few times, build it up. Here we go. I'm just laughing because I usually have this like hovering hand, like scanning, where do I place the paint? There's a highlight right there. Added a little more lilac. See, I really like the curved shapes I can get with the base of the filbert. The filbert and I are becoming acquainted with each other. It's a new friend of mine. Enemies to friends. I think I just didn't know how to use it before. Oh, like look at that little shape. It's just perfect little leaf shape, exactly what I needed. You can't force a brush to do what, it's not built for, but when you use a brush in the way that it is built for, now that's pretty sweet. What am I saying? Yeah, I love getting these little curved marks with it. Ooh la la, that is nice. Liza, hello. So excited for you. This looks amazing. Thank you so much, Liza. You've been such a long-time supporter, and I really appreciate it. I always love seeing your comments pop up. Almost done here. Just having way too much fun with the filbert brush. Never thought I'd say that. Who knew you just have to use the brush? You just have to use the brush for, what it does best. And for the filbert, that's these nice curved shapes. I mean, you don't have to use a brush for like how it's intended, obviously, but I'm just saying, I get the filbert. I get the filbert now. Okay. Scanning. Oh, and I always drop the brush at least once. Oh my goodness. You don't know how many times I edit that out of my videos. Ugh, the worst is when you drop it on the painting. All right, now what was I doing? Yes, okay, a little bit of cobalt blue. Because I see a little bit of blue right there. I see blue, I put blue. I'm a simple woman. See blue, put blue. I've been streaming too long. I'm not making sense anymore. Okay. Oh, Liza. Let's see. Liza said, just to say I'm using your other brushes all the time. They are so fertile. Yeah, not fertile. And great quality. Not fertile. Versatile. Oh, I'm so touched by that. I've learned so much from you. You're so generous with your knowledge and insight. Wonderful to see your ongoing success. Thank you so much, Liza. You're so sweet. Thank you. I've been loving the love for the original brush set too. Somebody said they've been using those brushes for their art class and we're really enjoying them, so I love to see that. Winged Blossom. Yep. Oh, Craftamo answered, yep. Jeremiah, you ever use dagger brush? Once I got the hang of them, I can't put them down. Jeremiah, I have... It's one of those brushes where I pick them up at the art store and I go, huh. Like, I kind of don't know how to use it, but maybe it's like the filbert once you figure it out. So I'd love to hear what you use the dagger brush for, because that's a really wacky shape. If you guys haven't seen a dagger brush, it's like a brush shaped like a dagger, like a knife. Do you plan any community events during the subscription time, like posting the results somewhere, Discord? That's a really good question. We haven't really included that, but I think on Instagram, if you tag us, we would love to see it, and maybe we can have a hashtag where we can, post our work, and I can share your work if you tag us. I'll share your work on my Instagram story, and I'm sure Craftamo will share your work on their Instagram story. I think that would be really cool. And I could make like a story, what do you call it? Like on your Instagram profile? Like a folder? Not a folder. You know what I mean, where you save the stories. I can make a little collection of all of your work that's shared. Leaves and flower petals, it's amazing and beautiful. Okay. I really want to get into painting flowers. I never thought that would be my thing, but I've been really craving that. We had some beautiful peonies this year, and I took so many pictures of the peonies, and I'd love to paint them. So I could see the dagger brush being useful. Yeah, daggers can make lovely botanical art. Once I got them, dagger brush, I actually paint florals way more often. Okay, I could see that. Yeah, I feel like if you're using the wrong brush for the application, it can be way more stressful, or the painting experience can be way less fun just because you're using the wrong tool for the job. I also use my finger a lot when I'm painting. It's probably not good, but sometimes you just gotta place a mark and rub your finger on it. And no brush can replace the finger. Okay, let's get back on track with these highlights. Hey. That's how painting goes. You start just hopping around the painting and you get distracted with what you were working on in the first place. So, highlights. Actually, I think I'm gonna pick up the filbert again for this highlight. Once again, it's not in shot, but I'm just mixing white with a little bit of lavender. Oh my gosh, sorry for hitting the mic, guys. I hope that's not terrible. And I hope the volume's okay now. Let me know if it's still too quiet. Oops. I have a little too much water on my brush. So I'm gonna let that dry and I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna come back and fix it. That's like a tip I'll give you with gouache is if you place a brush stroke and you really hate it and you're not happy with it, instead of just going in and trying to fix it in that instant while it's wet, wait for it to dry and you'll be able to cover it up much easier. Okay. Botanical paintings look so easy until you try it yourself. Oh my goodness, yeah, because they're so complex. And to show that they're, petals, light travels through petals. They're not just like, pieces of opaque plastic or something. Light is traveling through them and getting that effect it's challenging. Whenever you're painting like a different surface or a different material, it's always a challenge. Because light interacts with things differently depending on their surface, right? Okay. Cleared a little area on my palette. I'm gonna get a smaller brush, the number 2 round brush. Like I said, this is an updated version of the number 2 round brush from the original set. I made it a little shorter and pointier, so I kind of think of it like a little pen. It's like a little stylus pen. Yum paint tea. The mic bumps actually sound like a sound effect. Well, that's kind of cool. Watching your videos has made me incorporate lavender into my palette as a core element. It's changed how I work completely. I love that. Yeah, we have a lilac paint in the first subscription box. You get like your basic primaries, a white, and lilac, because I tried doing it with just the primaries and the white, and I was like, you know what? No, this is a core paint color for me. Like, it needs to be in the first box. It's so great for desaturating colors. I'm using it here as the first highlight pass. I'm using the lilac, and then I go in on top with white, and you let some of the lilac show through on the outside of the highlight, if that makes sense. Yum, juicy paint. Okay. I do have to turn my volume on my headphones to the max, but that's okay. Oh boy, okay. So next time I stream, I have to turn the gain on my microphone way up. Because I don't know, I was like, should I do that now? But then if people already have their volume set to max, I don't want to blow their eardrums out. Okay, I'm gonna turn it up. I'm gonna turn the gain up on my microphone. So I'm warning you, turn your volume down if this is too loud. Okay, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Is that better? I feel like that might be better. I hope I didn't blow your eardrums out. Okay. Final little details. Perfect. Yay! Okay, I'm glad the sound is better. It's too bad it was quiet for the beginning of the live stream. Because I know people are going to complain in the YouTube comments when it's posted. But that's okay. I'm learning. I'm figuring it out as I go. And I really appreciate you guys helping me out. Oops, mic bump again. So at this point, I like to add what I call painting confetti, which is just little pops of fun, bright colors, like the brilliant pink, the lilac, cobalt teal, and just in some fun areas. So like maybe here in the leaves where you wouldn't expect pink, it really pops. I gotta trademark that, painting confetti. Okay. Any advice on US tariffs? Should be expected to cover those fees at the time of delivery added to the order? Not sure how to word this. Yeah, so Rue, Craftamo is actually covering those costs, so you don't have to worry about that when it's delivered to you. Craftamo is absorbing it. I don't know if that's the right word to use. They're covering it. Yeah, it's annoying. It eats into the profits for sure. I had to turn US shipping off for original paintings on my shop, which is so sad. And I really hope, I really hope things get sorted out because I love my US customers and supporters, and a lot of original paintings I've sold have gone to the US in the past. So yeah, it's sad. And I feel bad for all of, the other artists out there. It's with little shops. Don't worry about it. We got it covered. Thanks, Craftamo. Oh, I hope this, oh yeah, okay. So the stream was buffering. I hope it hasn't been buffering too much. Oh no, another mic bump. I'm sorry. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Add some pops of cadmium red. So I want to add this. Let's add some cadmium red deep. No, more cadmium red. Brighter, brighter, more saturated. Okay. I want to add this. I gotta be careful about this. Ugh, I should use my rigger brush for this. I'm gonna add a little bit just on this edge here, that plate. Yes. Yes. Good. A little bit on the edge of these shadow shapes. If I were to fix something about this painting, which I don't really have time to do, I would want to make this persimmon pop out more. Actually, JK, we're fixing it. We're fixing it right now. I'm gonna add the shadow here. So what I'm gonna do is take the 1/2" flat brush. This is actually a quick fix. Going into this mix here, add a little water, lighten it up. Okay, okay. Yeah, a little bit of red. No, darker. Okay, there's sort of like a shadow here. Yes, I want to make this persimmon come forward. Be kind of loose with it in the background. Oops, I didn't mean to go so light there. A little bit of cobalt teal. Because for some reason I see cobalt teal. A little bit of lavender coming in to save the day. There, I feel like even just that makes the persimmon come forward. And I just washed my brush, but I'm leaving it a little bit damp. And I'm just gonna soften that. Yup, yup, yup. A little bit darker. Yes, okay, we needed that. Oh no, Tina says, I have the volume all the way up and can barely hear you. Do you have it turned all the way up on YouTube and like your speaker? You know what I mean? How there's like a volume bar on YouTube? Otherwise, I can turn the gain up more. I know I am a soft-spoken person, so it's hard. Soften that edge there. Oops. Okay. I think I'm pretty much done, guys. I think if I was working on this alone, I might, do a little bit more. But yeah, I think for now it was a good little study, and I've been itching to paint persimmons for a while now, so it was a good excuse to do it. She says she's done as she's adding more. Okay. My brain just goes like, you can always fix this or that. Such a gorgeous piece. The brushwork is amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was really fun. I tried to be a little loose with it, keep it fresh. There is like one little thing I want to add. This highlight in the corner of the plate. I just want to make that pop a little more. Yeah, okay. Okay. Putting the brush down. I think we should peel the tape. So I'm going to mute my mic and I'm going to use the hair dryer, and then we can see the final result. Okay, let's mute this bad boy. Okay, there we go. I think that's the finished little persimmon study. I had so much fun. Thank you, Rue, for ordering the box. Yay! And thank you guys, everyone who's joined me in this live stream. Thank you, everyone who's ordered the subscription boxes. Once again, this is what we're going to be painting. We're going to be painting this cat. We're going to be painting the citrus still life. Ba, ba, ba. Third box, we're going to be doing this eye study. And then we're going to be doing this rabbit painting, which is my favorite. Look at those feet. The camera's not picking up the dark background very well. And then the potted plant still life. Had a lot of fun with the shadow shapes here. A great, exploration of light, temperature. And the sixth and final box, we'll be painting this portrait. And the sixth box comes with this beautiful brush roll to store all of your new brushes. Obsessed with the artwork and the abstract painting on the side. Yeah, the brush demonstrations on the side. How long will the presale go on for? 30 days, but the spots are limited, so it's best to secure your spot as soon as possible. Yeah, so if you want to get in on this, you want to order during the presale. Oops. Here's the first box. It's huge because it includes the palette in it. Here's the second box. Here's the third box. Boop, boop. I'm gonna stack them up to the camera. Here's the fourth box. The fifth box. And the sixth box. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for ordering, and yeah, I had so much fun today. I want to say thank you to Craftamo for their support during the live stream and their support during this whole journey of making these subscription boxes and letting me be super picky about the brushes and the paper and the paints and the palette and everything. So yes, thank you, Craftamo. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you guys. Thank you, iBark. Thank you, Winged Blossom. Thank you, Rue. Bye, guys.